What's not right, I don't dare. Oh, my God. Do you want that, sir?
Yes.
You can have that.
Thanks, honey.
Take it away. Calgon.
Calgon.
Take me away. Take it all away.
Whoa.
Like Tibetan throat music.
Yeah.
It is. That's exactly what it is.
See, it's making my giblets quiver. That's cool. Never been to Tibet.
No.
These guys are not Tibetan, but wherever Genghis Khan was from.
Mongolia?
Mongolia.
Oh, yeah, right.
I think they should mix Tibetan throat music with Huey Lewis in the News.
This is the music right here. This is the band. They're called The Hue.
The Hue?
H-U, yeah. The Hue.
Oh, I was thinking like the color, you know.
And they're playing on traditional instruments too. Yeah, these guys are awesome.
That's cool. I just want to go to Mongolia. I bet it's pretty.
They actually did a cover of "Sad But True" as well, which is pretty good. All right.
Yeah.
To all of our listeners out in Mongolia, we'll have to look that up, see if there are any.
Oh, that would be nice. That'd be really
very cool.
Geez, oh yeah, no, I'd love to buy snacks. If you guys have any snacks that could be shipped
from Mongolia?
From Mongolia, I would love to buy
I
your
wonder
snacks.
what a traditional snack would be from a 7-Eleven in Mongolia.
Assuming they have 7-Eleven.
Well, you know, your local market.
And, do they have bodegas out there? Is that what they...
I don't know.
I have no idea.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's
man. Oh,
I
man.
bet there's not many larger cities, right? Would be my guess.
I don't know. I don't know, Todd. You tell us when we're ready to go. Get this party started.
Like yesterday.
No, yesterday. Yes, it was supposed to be yesterday, but welcome everybody, one and all around the world, Mongolia included, to Our Town Podcast.
Extraordinary.
Coming to you from the historic Renton Civic Theater in beautiful downtown Renton, Washington. Happy November, boys.
Yes, it is November 2nd.
November, episode 45.
How long do you think until we start hearing Christmas music?
Oh, God, isn't it already?
I don't know.
I haven't been into a store for a minute. So.
I do know that I went into a store yesterday and there was already Christmas decorations being sold.
Yeah, before Halloween. I saw some.
Yeah.
Like Lowe's or something had a bunch. My goodness, why do we got to rush it, people? Let the anticipation build.
I saw one of those single cell comic strip things yesterday that was like, it shows Santa Claus kicking, or no, it showed Jack Skellington kicking Santa Claus into the pit from 300.
No.
And instead of saying this is Sparta, he says this is Halloween.
No.
That's funny.
Yeah, get out.
So what is it? What is that pit? What is it? Is that the well? It seems like a really dangerous
like the well of souls, you know.
It's just a massive hole that greased up guys would kick other greased up guys into.
They do Spartan training by digging. You got to get in the hole and dig. It builds muscle and character.
I think I figured out. It's Spartacus's butthole is what it is.
How?
Yeah.
All right. Well, on that note, tonight's safe word, boys, is plump. Because there's nothing better than plump in Thanksgiving. So,
See, well, they're shifting gears.
Plump. Yeah, we're on to Thanksgiving now. It's slow trog there, but
Thanksgiving, then Black Friday, and then Christmas.
I don't even celebrate Black Friday anymore. A fun fact for you guys, I just saw this today. Did you guys know that there are more airplanes in the ocean than there are submarines in the sky?
That's awesome. Nice.
That is a horrible dad joke for sure.
Yeah, it was pretty good. You guys want to talk about the goings on from this past week, both in the news and personal?
Yeah, let's do it, man.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Mike, we are recording on a Thursday,
Yes, we are.
which for Mike stalkers is very disappointing because they weren't able to track him here yesterday. But you attended a show last night.
I did, yeah. I got to go to Henry Rollins with Colleen and Robin. And I'm sick, so I'm wearing a mask so I don't kill these guys.
Yeah, I don't want to get sick.
And I wore one
I
at
appreciate that.
to the theater tomorrow. To the theater yesterday. It was great. And it was at the Federal Way Performing Arts Center, which was really nice.
I've never been there.
No, it's a nice facility. It really was.
How many seats do you think?
Geez, I would say 450, 500.
Oh, that's pretty good size.
Yep. And we were, like 3 rows back, maybe 4.
Oh, geez.
Yeah, it was nice. And very nicely designed theater, et cetera. People were behind. It was cool.
So,
and he made a joke about Federal Way. Just like,
oh, did he really?
Did not know there was a Federal Way kind of thing, Yeah.
Yeah. For those of you who don't know Henry Rollins, go look up his music, go look up his Black Flag stuff, look up his solo stuff.
Spoken
really
word,
good stuff. But he's been an author for a long time. He's done some really funny stuff, too.
Yeah. He's a real dude. He's a real person.
I always think back about what he did to Ann Coulter. Do you guys remember that?
No, that's good.
Oh, yeah. He recorded this thing where it was just like talking about what she says, and he's like, Ann Coulter, just shut the fuck up. And then he goes on more about it. It's just a nice Ann Coulter rant.
So if you want to see some really good Ann Coulter roasts, you have to watch the roast of Rob Lowe. Because she's on the dais.
Oh, I think I saw that.
Rob Lowe.
Yeah.
And everybody was just ripping her a new one.
How does Ann Coulter get on a Rob Lowe?
I don't know. I don't know how
I think she was trying to promote.
Just pushed off into the fringe. She's a fringe mind. Her politics are fringe. She's a ding dong.
Yeah.
She shouldn't be anywhere near a mainstream.
Before Trump was going for president, or right at the beginning. Anyway.
Yeah. She's not a Trump fan. I know
not
that.
anymore. She was the
Oh, in the beginning?
In the beginning, she was.
Yeah.
And so, fucking, who was it? I'm trying to remember who the host was for that. I think it might have been David Spade, but somebody made reference to her like, if you're here, who's protecting our crops from the crows?
Nice.
Oh, ouch! Yeah,
that's one of the nicer ones that were used.
And I'll give her a little credit. She's like a smart Marjorie Taylor Greene.
Not by much, though.
Well,
I don't know. I think she's devilishly smart.
Yeah.
But I really do think she's a.
I completely disagree with everything she believes.
I would say clever, but not smart.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because it's not that hard.
It's not hard to be clever, but it's,
We'll get back to the good stuff. Henry Rollins, he's on stage.
He ran down, but I also, it's like 4 rows back and, sick, and I've been working, so I just fell asleep a couple times. I'm like, Henry's going to be pissed. He could totally fucking see me.
He should have just friggin'
throwing a rock at me would have been great, dude.
He didn't toss the mic cord at you or something?
No, he didn't.
Wake up!
Yeah, but I'm like, because I'd wake up, I'd be like, fuck, he's going to be pissed. Then I'd fucking fall back asleep. I'd wake up, fuck, he's going to be pissed.
He's like, no, you paid the money for the ticket.
Yeah, what's he
if you need a nap.
He's like, he doesn't know me, man.
He's like, Rollins probably knows his voice will put people to sleep at some point.
Well, no, he's not afraid to yell. So, and he did. I mean, he was having a good time, and it didn't seem
a soothing voice.
I mean, maybe he has bits that he hits each time or something. I don't know, but it seems he wasn't just going on. It wasn't just him doing his shtick. Okay. It really was not. No way. He was just. I mean, he was up there talking about shit, but it was mostly just a dude talking. Right. It wasn't. Yeah.
I mean, it was a formed routine, right? I mean,
I don't think so.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, I really don't.
Yeah, because I saw him on Comedy Central a couple years back, and he was doing his spoken word thing, and they had him on one of the comedy things. So, and the story was funny. It was really funny from what I remember. I just don't remember the content of the story.
Yeah, he's had a pretty storied life, if you will. I got to imagine he's got some crazy ass stuff, he's gotten into,
and just how he, found and got into Black Flag and what, just the punk rock scene really saved his life.
Or when he tattooed Steve-O on a.
It's one of my favorite television moments.
In the backseat of an H1 Hummer.
He's driving the Hummer, right?
He's giving the guy that.
Oh my God.
Wait, he was driving it. I was thinking he was the one giving the tattoo.
Yeah, no.
So he's trying to hit every pothole.
So good. It was so good.
And it was a trail for testing out Hummers and stuff. So he's like going over all the bumps and hitting all the logs, and just in every like you said, every pothole, every divot, everything. He was like boom, boom, boom.
Man.
So he was trying to get the guy was giving him a smiley face tattoo, and it was just a mess of ink.
Oh yeah.
It was absolutely.
He might as well have gotten stabbed with a butter knife repeatedly. It's great.
Yeah.
Oh man.
And if you've never,
but it was. I would recommend.
That was the first Jackass movie, wasn't it?
I believe it was.
Yeah. If you haven't seen that, I recommend it. It's really funny. I didn't like the show, but the movies are hilarious.
Yeah, the show's become a little too tedious. It's like
it's a lot of the same shit.
Nut punches and
whatever, they do a lot of that in the movies too. But
it's slapstick. I get it.
Pretty classic.
I still my favorite. And I don't remember which one it's from, but there's one where Steve-O goes into a porta potty to go use the bathroom, but they had the porta potty attached to a couple of cranes,
and they just launched it.
It's set up like one of those slingshot rides you get at the fairgrounds.
So gross.
And he's inside this porta potty with a full toilet.
I'm sure way back in the day, 10,000 years ago, Nog and Grog were
absolutely
entertaining the masses by jumping on the back of a saber-toothed tiger or something. And then watch this. But it sounded more like
when somebody slipped on a prehistoric slug, somebody fucking laughed at it. Right? It's a classic.
Speaking of prehistoric, have either of you guys seen the movie Caveman?
Oh yeah, with Ringo Starr.
But did you know?
Like Barbara Bach.
Did you know that Richard Mull was in that movie?
Oh.
He was the Yeti at the end of the movie.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
Well, right on, guys. Right on, Mike. That sounds like a good time.
It was a good time. Thank you. Yep.
Nice. In sadder headlines, man, this has been a weekend, this past weekend. It feels a little removed now because it's been 4 days, and I know the news cycle changes so rapidly.
It refreshes quickly,
Yeah, but shootings upon shootings upon shootings and more shootings. The big one was Maine, where a guy went in and shot up a bowling alley and then a bar, and news reports are coming out that he was targeting the deaf community.
No.
Yes.
What?
And I know that this guy had hearing aids and may be in the process of losing his hearing, but he also had some mental episodes over the summer where he threatened. He was also a firearms trainer, so he was very proficient in his weapon of choice. But that he threatened to shoot up the training facility at one point this summer. Spent a couple of weeks in a inpatient care facility for that. But my understanding, and I know that they'll probably come out with better reports and stuff on motives and all that, but he thought he was hearing voices in the hearing aids, and that possibly somebody was accusing him of being a pedophile because he would go to lunch at the bar that he shot up with his niece or somebody, a younger lady, and he thought people were talking about him behind his back. So the folks that got shot up at the bar was a cornhole tournament for a deaf community organization that was just there, doing their thing. And then it sounds like he went down to the bowling alley. I'm not sure which he hit first, but a youth bowling practice league was in session at the time, and he went in and shot the place. Everybody panicked and ran down the lanes to escape this monster. And what was it? What did we say? 18 killed there, and then a bunch more wounded in the hospital. And then to follow that up, a couple guys shot up a street in Tampa, Florida, in Ybor City, which I like a lot. I've been to Ybor City. It's a very nice little neighborhood in the Tampa area. And more people shot and killed there. And then also in Chicago, I think it was like a house party or something. So I was like, man, I don't know how we get a handle on this.
I don't know. Yeah, how do we get out of this? I really don't know.
I don't know either.
I really don't.
But I know both sides not proposing any kind of compromises doesn't do anything, right?
And I mean, in the case of Maine or whatever, it's like it was well reported that he was having kind of a mental health break or whatever.
Yeah.
But in the United States, firearms are sacred and private property is sacred. And people do not go for the state going to your house and grabbing your guns, right?
Yeah.
But at what point do we go to your house and grab your guns?
Yeah.
Right?
That's
never okay? How can we be pro-life? Right, pro-human life, isn't that the thing, right? And allow for people to have these machines that will, I mean, because he could have had a knife and stabbed a bunch of people at the bowling alley, right?
Yeah.
It's like, but there's no way he's killing 18 people.
No, I mean, he would have got a few, and then,
it's not happening.
But I'm not.
You know what I mean? I don't know. I don't know what we do about it.
Yeah.
I don't know. But, I mean, America's, in particular, we have very, very firm lines that the state does not just go grab your shit. Unless you're driving on the road and the police pull you over and you have cash on you and they take your cash. Yeah. So it is. It's interesting. So the line's not so firm, right? I don't know. I'm curious. And I don't know much of the history of firearms confiscation. I'm sure it has happened in American history, but I'm not real aware of it. But because that could have been prevented, right?
Yeah.
Right? Because he can, and he was also in the Army Reserve, and I think that he got talked to by somebody in the Reserve, but it's like they don't have any, I don't know, because I thought when you sign on to the Army, it's like they kind of own you, so they can.
Yeah, I don't think we've ever had people. I don't think the government has ever taken guns away from anybody in our country, because if it had happened, that's all we would hear about from the people who are like severely.
Well, I bet they did to the Japanese in the Second World War, right? Because they were still citizens, but I bet they didn't get to keep their guns. So I don't know. I'm curious, and I wouldn't mind. I should probably spend some time figuring that out.
I'm sure there are areas where African Americans have lost their.
I don't. I mean, that seems like a possibility to me. I just don't know one way or the other, so I'd like to find out.
I couldn't give you any.
Every time I've talked to one of my friends who was like really pro gun and everything, they're like, "Well, they did it in Germany back in World War I, and we don't want it to happen here." And I was like, I don't think it's going to happen here because, No,
but if you're having a bunch of psychotic breaks and shit, and you're also a firearms instructor, and famously have a bunch of fucking guns,
threatened to actually shoot up the
that's
place.
true. Yeah, you
made
said
that
it
threat
out loud. Yeah, no, that's true. I don't know. Yeah. What's the... If so, we need to figure that out.
Yeah.
But most of the shootings, that would not even remotely apply to. Right? These 3 shootings, the one... that would have applied. Right?
Yeah, we don't know. The other ones were probably, I'm thinking the Tampa guys were probably, and I don't know this, folks, so don't, think I'm preaching gospel here, but they probably gang members or something that
I have no
shot
idea.
up the street,
I have no idea.
stuff like that. So, it's sick. And
but most of them, the vast majority of people who commit shootings, mass shootings or otherwise, are not clinically mentally ill, right? The vast majority.
Yeah.
So.
But other countries don't have this issue, right? Australia came and they did a big gun buyback, and they took a bunch of firearms out of homes and all that stuff. They haven't, become a totalitarian state yet that I know of. I think they have socialized medicine and stuff.
Sure. And it's a different kind of constitution.
Right, yeah.
So it's a whole...
Yeah.
I don't know. But in the end, all murder comes down to a choice, right? And choices are... steered by the culture, the family, the self, right? All of these things. That's, I think, the number one place is we can strive to give people dignity, right? Yeah. Strive to give people purpose. Strive to let people see the value in other fucking people, right? Because whenever we lose somebody, we know how badly it can hurt, right? So it's like inflicting damage upon murdering somebody, and then all of their people now have lost them. Right, so that type of, I don't know if that's an empathetic response or whatever the fuck that is, but just trying to emphasize that, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Because that's where it's got to come from. It's got to be a social thing mostly, right? I would think.
Yeah. Absolutely. All right. Well, I'm going to hit you guys with some more sad news. And I'm not a huge fan, but Matthew Perry passed away.
Yeah.
Friends star extraordinaire, one of the 6 big Friends stars. And he's been in a ton of other stuff, I know, as well.
I think of all the things I've seen him in, I think the movies that I liked him in were like The Whole 9 Yards and The Whole 10 Yards with Bruce Willis. Those were very good movies.
I really liked him in that Selma Hayek movie, mostly because Selma Hayek's in it. But I think it's called Fools Rush In.
Okay, yeah.
He meets Selma Hayek, who's a photographer, nature photographer, Mexican American, because he's opening up a new bar nightclub, I think somewhere in Phoenix or something, and they hook up and get pregnant.
Oh, geez.
So they get married, and it's Fools Rush In, but it's culture shock for this, New York City white guy, white bread dude meeting her Mexican American family and just all the stuff and just it's a fish out of water and just cultures trying to unite, and it's a love story, and it's fun, and it's Selma Hayek.
Yeah.
Did I mention Selma Hayek?
Yeah, she's too good for me.
You know what? I think Selma Hayek is in that one.
I think she's in it.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah, Oliver too, by the way.
Yeah. And if you want to see,
she's unreal, dude.
If you want to see Oliver in a movie, you should definitely watch. What was it? The one with the vampires.
From Dusk Till Dawn.
From Dusk Till Dawn. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. Hey, that's a Robert Rodriguez film. That's great.
Yeah, it's a Rodriguez film, and it's also like George Clooney and Tarantino actually as an actor.
Or the first one, I think she was in Desperado with Antonio Banderas, which was also a remake of El Mariachi,
which are both done by Rodriguez.
Right.
Yeah.
Terrific actor, but Matthew Perry, the love is pouring out again. I don't know what much beyond the Friends stuff. Were you guys friends?
Also, he was in the remake of the Odd Couple.
Yeah, I didn't watch it at all.
It was really good. It had Thomas Lennon as kind of the neat freak guy.
Oh, it was Matthew Perry the
slob? Yeah,
the slob. Okay, what was the original guys again? Odd Couple.
One of them,
not Klugman.
No, it's totally
Jack Klugman was in a TV show. Yeah.
Tony Randall.
Tony Randall.
Yes,
who
all
I think has a Seattle connection somewhere.
Oh, really? Yeah. That was a fun show. I only saw it.
It was a play and then a movie and then a TV show.
Yeah,
and then it got remade like 3 or 4 years ago. It's the same theme song too for the new one, and I believe it's on Paramount Plus.
Oh, was it on Paramount Plus? I'm gonna check out how many seasons did the new one run.
I think it was 1 or 2.
Okay.
I really enjoyed it. I just lost track of it and then just forgot about it. But it was really good. It was Perry's character was like a radio guy. He did like a radio show. And he recorded from home. It was like a podcast thing, but it was where he would broadcast from home. He didn't actually go into the office.
Did he have an unpaid intern?
Because we need.
We actually there's a local comedian who I follow on Instagram and TikTok, and I followed her up from our Instagram account. And liked a couple of her posts, and she's like, "Hey, do you guys need anybody?" And it's like, well, she wants to be paid, mind you. But
is this that coach lady? Okay, what's her name? Andrea something?
Yeah,
she's right on.
Yeah, no, she's really funny. She actually gave her a couple of ideas for. She's
like a producer, or what?
Yeah, well, she was like editing and like in production and like finding guests and stuff like that.
She make me taller.
I can do some camera work, Mike. If you want. Get you some baguettes for your.
It also,
there you go. Hey, that's tying it all together there. Nicely done.
You could look taller if you had a smaller mic stand.
Is that what it is? Yeah. Michael just stand.
He's like hiding behind his microphone the whole time.
Oh, nothing. So Matthew Perry deceased.
The millions of people are feeling it.
Right? Feeling it, and he died in his hot tub. I guess he played pickleball for like 2 hours.
Oh well,
goes home, sends his assistant to go get a sandwich or something. Probably a paid intern. Jumped in the old hot tub, and the intern or the assistant came back back, and he was deceased.
Jeez, well, I would call.
How long was the assistant gone
that
for?
Smells fishy to me.
Because I mean,
Yeah. How come it wasn't Uber Eats? See, Uber Eats saves lives.
DoorDash, yeah.
Pay us.
How long? They say to not sit in the hot tub for too long. I don't remember the exact time limit.
Oh, fuck me.
I don't know, but they're talking about doing some toxicology reports, like we all need to know, right? It's all of our right to know how he died.
Well, I mean,
he was older than we are, right?
Not by much, 54.
Oh, well,
Yeah.
54.
He's bummer.
Yeah, he was also in recovery too. So I mean, it's possible.
Yeah.
It's possible he fell off the leg.
Yeah, it's possible.
It's possible.
I'm not going to pass no judgment. He was the youngest
pulled pork
of
sandwiches kill people. I'm sorry. I know they're delicious, but they murder people.
He was the youngest of the Friends cast.
Was he really?
Yeah, he was 54. I think the Schwimmer's like 56. Courtney Cox, I mean, she's been around a long time. She was acting in the 80s. She was in the Bruce Springsteen video.
Yeah, she's the one he pulled up on camera.
Yeah.
No. Yeah, that's her.
And then she did Misfits of Science. Do you remember that?
I do, yeah.
I love that show.
That's on Tubi, I think.
Yeah, she's still working.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, no, she's working.
You know,
right
she
now.
has.
Yeah.
I watched the Friends reunion thing they did, which was just basically like a talk show thing where they had rebuilt the set for them to sit in front of and just like share memories. And Courtney Cox is like, yeah, I don't remember that. I don't remember that. That.
But I mean, how long did that show go on? A long time.
10 years.
10 years, yeah. It was a great. It was.
Yeah, I mean, if they had a Star Trek: The Next Generation special like that, the three of us would not even bat an eye.
Right.
Since his friends were like, yeah.
Well, I mean, if you want to see like the reunion of Next Generation, just watch Picard.
Sure. Yeah.
I mean, that's essentially the closest thing you're going to get. Or watch the after show that is hosted by Will Wheaton himself.
Very nice. Very nice.
The cool thing about the Friends thing, and we talked about this either last week or the week before when Chrissy Snow died, Suzanne Summers, that she had left Three's Company because Jack Tripper, John Ritter, was making $150,000 an episode, and she was getting paid like $30,000, and she wanted to even that out. All the Friends cast got together because I think they wanted to pay some of the less star whatever. I don't know who that would have been.
Yeah.
Maybe the Lisa Kudrow or something. They wanted to pay them a little bit less, and they all got together and said, no, if you want one of us, you got to get us all, and we want $1 million an episode.
Wow.
And they got
Per person,
yeah.
Jeez, I don't know.
They got
I thought that was Seinfeld that did that.
No, it was the Friends guys.
Jeez, that's great. Good on them. Yeah, it's called Solidarity.
Yeah.
Solidarity. Yeah.
Seinfeld's a little bit unbalanced because Seinfeld was the creator of the show.
I could have sworn maybe it was Friends. I was thinking it was Seinfeld. They held out for $1 million an episode for each member of the show. But no, if you haven't watched, even if you're not a huge fan of the show, I wasn't. I didn't really watch it on a regular basis, but I was aware of the show. I watched the reunion show, and it was very well done. And I thought if you're a fan of the show, you would probably understand a lot of the stories they were talking about. But there was some really funny stuff in there. They did this bit where they threw Schwimmer's character fell down the stairs, and like Courtney Cox freaks out in the show, and that was a real reaction because she didn't know they were going to do that. They threw a dummy that was dressed up like Schwimmer down the stairs, and she just
they didn't know the dummy was played by David Schwimmer.
Yeah.
No, it was actually funny, haha. But no, it was she didn't know that was going to happen. She just saw him. He walked up the stairs, and then all of a sudden, his body comes flying down and hits the ground, and she's like,
Man.
Yeah.
Well, another death, and this one hit me a little harder because this is right in my childhood, but Richard Mole died.
Yeah. That's why I brought that up earlier.
He was just huge in Night Court. He was
Bull Shannon,
Yes. And huge literally and figuratively. Right?
Also, he did a lot of voiceover for Warner Brothers. He was the voice of Two-Face.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
And he was in Highlander.
Oh, geez, the first one?
I think he was in the TV show.
Oh.
Yeah, I think it was a TV show, yeah.
He played one of the big bad guys in the beginning, I think. Duncan had to defeat. Was it Duncan was the TV show Highlander?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Huh.
I need to rewatch that series. I love that series.
I did too. Until like the last season, it got too.
Yeah, at that point, I think they had spun off the female Highlander character.
Oh, Amanda.
Yeah, I can't remember
the Raven.
Yeah, and that show didn't do very well. And then and then like the Richie also became a Highlander too at that point.
Well, I got news, everybody. They're talking about rebooting it with none other than
Superman.
Yeah, Henry Cavill coming back as the Highlander.
They start production the beginning of next year.
Yes, I'm very excited.
I am too.
That's not the reason he left The Witcher, though, is it?
No. Because
I really like The Witcher. I haven't caught up on this.
I don't think so. I mean, I was thinking that he left The Witcher because he was going to come back to do Superman again, but that didn't happen. So.
Yeah, that was what everybody speculated, and then right after he announced that, they announced that he wasn't coming back for Superman. Right?
Yeah. So within a few days of the DCU, as they're calling the new DC universe, they're going to have somebody else entirely playing Superman.
Yeah.
So, and I saw the picture of the guy. He looks, the part. So,
and who did they get is going to replace him as the Witcher?
I have no idea.
Oh man, nobody was like.
I tried so hard to get into that show because everyone loved it, and I'm like,
the first season is really hard because they do 3 different timelines, and every main character is in a different.
I couldn't get past the first episode, Chuck.
Yeah.
I mean, it was that slow for me, and I was just like,
it gets better. There's a lot of action and stuff. But
I didn't see any of it.
The weird thing, like I said, every character's on like hundreds of years apart until they come together in the second season, and then it's all. I don't know.
Keep in mind that everybody I talked to that loves the show played the game, and I've never even seen the game.
I didn't play the game, and I jugged the show.
I didn't.
Is that a Netflix thing? Or?
It is a Netflix.
It is a Netflix series. Yeah.
Yeah. Huh. Yeah, you just got to get used to that first season and the time jump, because you're like, wait a minute, what the fuck? And then you're like, oh, okay, you're realizing, and I think like Wikipedia, I'm throwing myself off because there's a mirror behind me and I saw movement. There's the rat. If you look at the Wikipedia page, it'll explain what years people are in, so you can kind of formulate. So
is it time travel, or is it just like?
No, it's just they're showing this guy's story here, this guy's story there, and her story here, and eventually they all come together. But it's like kind of their origin, I guess, some of them, and all that.
Do your whiskers also add another layer of protection?
Yeah, oh my God.
Sorry, dude. I just thought
but
that.
They do get,
you get in your mouth, I bet.
Yeah. So Richard Mole, sad to hear. Yeah. Did he make it onto the new?
I was
Night Court.
The final episode of season 1 only had Ross.
All right.
Was the only other
person
to
make
just John Larroquette, and then Henry and his supposed daughter.
Yeah.
The character's daughter.
No, that's the woman who played Wolowitz's wife in Big Bang Theory.
Oh.
I didn't watch.
No.
She's really great.
Richard Mole was on the entirety of the old series, right?
The one with the really high voice. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, she's a funny character, but yeah. The voices. Sorry, Mike. Go ahead.
I have no idea. That on the old Night Court, he was on that program the whole way through.
Yeah, he was the bailiff all the way through. Him and the one who played Ross. I'm drawing a blank on her name right now, but both of them were like the bailiffs.
Yeah, Marsha
Warfield, yeah.
Yeah, but before her was that little itty bitty
older lady. Yeah.
Season 1, I think.
Who was just straight.
Yeah.
Just playing it straight.
Yeah. Little tiny New York lady, but yeah, he did a bunch of voiceover stuff. And when I found out
Two-Face is a good gig.
Yeah, he did Two-Face a number of times. Actually, he was originally in the animated series for Batman in 1982, and then I think he did it a couple more times in like video games, and I think other versions of the cartoon.
He's right on. I've never seen him in person. Did you ever see him in person?
No, but I would imagine he's huge.
No, it's all dude, right? Yeah. Anybody know cause of death on him?
I haven't heard anything. I haven't looked either. So
he had to been up in age.
He was in his 80s.
Yeah. Oh, jeez. Okay.
There
you go.
Yeah, I mean, we don't think because you don't see him for a while, and you just remember him as the late 30s, 40-year-old Richard Mole that was the bailiff on the show, and then 40 years later, you're like, what? He was 80 something?
Yeah. Well, and like I said earlier, he was a Yeti at the end of the Caveman movie, which I still one of my favorites.
Which is 81 or 2 or
1980,
something.
I think. Yeah.
Oh yeah, no. I saw it. I mean, a bazillion years ago.
It's one of my favorite movies. So when it was available on DVD, I bought it years ago, and it's still one of my favorite movies. Yeah. I mean, it's mostly just grunts and like
just corn. It's corn.
It's nonsense words all the way through there.
And Ringo Starr.
And there's no subtitles.
Yeah, no, that must have been the influence for the Christmas special, right there. Well, fuck, Caveman pulled it off. Like, everybody watched it with high.
They pantomimed a lot of stuff, so you figure out what the words all mean.
Yeah.
Like,
and who was the super hottie? Is that not Barbara Bach?
That was his wife. Yeah.
Is that who that is?
Yeah. Barbara Bach is his wife, I think, still.
Yeah.
But and then John Matuszak was the big bad in that one. You know, the guy who played not Chunk. He played Sloth in the Goonies.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
Nice.
Huh.
Nice.
It's so funny.
Right on. I just watched Quest for Fire a few days ago.
With Radon.
Yes.
Yeah. That's a cool movie.
It is pretty cool. I had it kind of on in the background.
I think I've seen that. Which one is that again?
That's just their tribe gets attacked by its prehistoric tribe. They're living in a cave and they have a fire and they don't know how to make fire, but they've been keeping like this eternal fire that the tribe has gotten, and they get attacked and the fire goes out. So they send 3 of their tribe to go find more fire, and they run into other tribes, and everybody's a little bit different. It's just it's a funny little, I don't know.
I saw it, I think, when it came out.
Yeah, probably so.
I remember the name. I don't know if I've seen it.
Yeah.
I think Tommy Chong's kid's in it.
It is, yeah. Radon Chong is his daughter, yeah.
And then what was the one with Daryl Hannah, though? That was
Quest for the, Clan of the Cave Bear.
I always get those two confused.
Clan of the Cave Bear,
Yeah, but I mean, Which, I mean, in both of them, I mean, I would like to see a good cave person movie.
I think this movie is the reason why Ringo Starr did Caveman, because there was a number of cave movies prehistoric movies that came out
that was the soup du jour.
It was kind of
Clan of the Cave Bear. I quote Clan of the Cave Bear shit all the time, though. It's fucking funny.
It was a parody before like Airplane was a parody, and like what was the other one that was like a parody of all of the like the
Hot Shots?
No, the one from the early 80s. It was about the a building was going to collapse or whatever.
Oh, all the disaster movies.
Disaster movies, yeah. That's what I was looking for. Yeah. But it was like, it came out like the early 80s, I think. It was before, or either before or right after Airplane came out.
Airplane's great.
Nice.
Airplane's great, yeah.
I just loved in the Quest for Fire, though. They find the fire, they bring it back to the tribe. The whole tribe's sitting on this little island in this marshy area, and they're all celebrating. And the one clumsy dude, it's like, we got the fire, and he falls over into the water, and
oh my God. Oh.
And how they didn't beat that guy to death.
They would have
eaten him raw.
Oh, yeah. Oh, my God.
Hey, no spoiler alert.
There's a similar sequence in Caveman where there's, amongst the group, there's a little person. And they think he fell into a giant pile of dinosaur poop. So they're digging through the dinosaur poop looking for him. And he comes out and goes, caca.
Gross.
It's so funny.
Gross. Well, speaking of comedy, Mike's second least favorite president of all time, Tricky Dick, may have had an affair with none other than Zsa Zsa Gabor.
You mean Zsa Zsa?
Exactly.
Jeez, that's really?
Gabor's longtime friend Wendy Lay, who co-wrote her autobiography, or her biography, has said that Gabor allegedly had a steamy affair with Nixon, which consisted in part of him quizzing Zsa Zsa on Turkish politics, because her first husband was in the Turkish diplomatic corps, and part Zsa Zsa, praising him for his sexual prowess and vast endowment.
Gee.
They don't call him Tricky Dick for nothing.
Fucking A, dude. Well, I don't know.
I thought it was because he was a corrupt politician and his name was Dick.
Oh, man.
Yeah. Gotta love a mom that names you Big Dick.
Jeez, I don't know. That's wacky.
Isn't that just the strangest thing?
She was an accomplished human being, actually.
She actually was. And he was not a good-looking fellow.
No,
but he had power.
But he had power. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I would
And
like
money.
to know. I didn't get any other details like when this might have taken place. I'm assuming it was.
Well, it's probably when he was president.
Well, that's what I mean. Was it right before he got? Did she bring him down with Watergate? Did she tip off? Was she deep throat?
Oh, shit.
Well.
It's funny because I think that's right around the time that her and her sister became insanely famous.
They were
go
on.
back,
What was the show that they?
Her sister was, I think, the one that was on Green Acres.
Green Acres.
Yeah, they're twins.
Yeah.
And
what was her sister's name?
Ava.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah,
Ava was on Green Acres, and Zsa Zsa was on the Hollywood Squares, I think.
Green Acres would have been probably late 60s, right?
Mid to late 60s, yeah.
He was elected in 68 for the first time. Does that sound right? Yeah, because Johnson stepped down, Kennedy got assassinated, and Tricky Dick beat the shit out of McGovern.
Yeah.
And almost like a landslide.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because, they think somebody slipped McGovern some drugs and shit, remember?
Oh, I don't remember that.
Shit. I think in New Hampshire, he fucking kind of psychoed out.
Yeah. I did read his book probably
he was a decent
15, 20 years ago, and he's a really decent guy. Had some good ideas, but just wasn't meant to be.
Industrial complex was in full swing, bro.
Anyway, if you guys want a nightmare, just think about Tricky Dick and Zsa Zsa.
Well, and you have to go back and look at photos of them back in the 60s because they were not attractive people when they were senior citizens, for sure.
Yeah.
She was not attractive as a senior.
Yeah.
But back when she was in her 30s and 40s, she was gorgeous.
What was Pat, right? Pat Nixon? Was that his wife?
Jeez,
I have no idea.
Yeah, I can't remember.
I didn't really pay attention to that kind of shit back then.
Man, oh man. Speaking of television, I read an article that they're doing a television show. It's a reimagining of Jules Verne's 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea. They're going to call it Nautilus.
Oh. Yeah, I saw something about that.
Yeah, Nemo is a fucking hard case, dude.
Yeah.
So that's neat. That could be really
good. And I recognize they showed a picture of one of the actors, which I'm thinking is Nemo, but he's recognizable, but I can't think of his name.
Let me see if I can find it.
Yeah, he was. He's been in a lot of stuff, and I think if I'm remembering back, do you remember the Jim Caviezel movie? What's the one where he spends all that time in the Lafitte, the prison in France, and he escapes? The Baron. God dang it!
No, it's famous. Not Man of La Manche. The other one, Man in the Iron Mask, but it's not that. It's that one.
Nautilus, was it a movie or a TV show?
It's going to be a TV show. But
I wonder if they'd keep it back in the 19th century, if they'd modernize it.
I don't know. I don't know. But so the guy was an actor in that, and he was the pirate captain in that movie.
The guy playing Nemo is Shazad Latif.
Let me see a picture of him.
You know what? That might be the guy who played.
It's not the guy I was thinking of, but he does look like that.
I think isn't it the guy that played what's his face from the live action version of what's his face from Rebels? Brain fart.
I don't know.
God, I don't know. He looks familiar though.
He's in. Who was looking to put that out? That's neat.
Well, it was originally slated for Disney Plus, and now it's gone to somewhere else. But I didn't type that in. Do you know where it's coming out on? It's 2024. Is supposed to be released.
Created by James Dormer. It was announced for Disney Plus, will not release series. According to Guardian Australia, post-production. Okay, hold on. Let me open up.
I don't know. I'd be in for that.
Yeah, I would.
And you could have fun with it, right? Because it's still undersea, and if they did it back in the old days, you could do, cool monsters and shit like that, right? I think people find it more difficult to suspend belief on.
And it looks like it's coming to AMC.
Monsters.
AMC, that's what it is.
AMC Plus will probably have it.
Yeah. AMC Plus has had some good stuff.
I haven't checked any of the new Walking Dead stuff.
I haven't either.
I kind of want to check out Daryl Dixon, but at the same time,
that's the only one I'd be
right.
Yeah.
The other 2 or 3 that they have, I stopped watching after season at the halfway point of season 11 is when I stopped watching, because they do like the half season and then come back next year or whatever.
Yeah.
But
they did a good job. AMC did a good job with one of my favorite novels called The Terror, and I can't remember who wrote it, but it's a book about the HMS Terror that got in real life in the 1800s got ice locked up in Canada. And there was another boat with them, but they're haunted in the book. They're haunted by this creature, and I won't give out too much if you want to watch this. It's been about 3 or 4 years since it came out, but they did a good adaptation of that, and it's a series.
And what channel is that on?
AMC. I don't know. You might be able to get it off of like Amazon.
My first question is, who names their fucking boat The Terror?
The HMS Terror.
Yeah, doesn't that seem foreboding?
You're supposed to put fear in the...
Did you say foreboding?
Nice.
No.
It's my age. It's the fever. I'm back to being funny. Fuck.
Oh, my God.
So they need to add 3 more boats is what you're saying.
Speaking of new stuff coming out in 2024, Garfield, the new Garfield movie. Again, they're rebooting Garfield.
Yeah,
we were talking about that recently, right? Yeah. Chris Pratt as Garfield, and they're bringing in Samuel L. Jackson, kind of a Marvel Universe, Cinematic Universe reunion. Bringing him in, I believe, as Garfield's dad.
Oh,
really?
He should be John and just throws Garfield out the window.
Dude, yeah, make John say motherfucker a handful of times.
God.
Oh, man.
You've had your last lasagna.
Anybody dying to see a new Garfield movie?
Nobody on this planet.
I don't know.
Well, Bill Murray doesn't want to do it again, apparently. But yeah,
I don't know. But that's a good check, I guess, because they're both making $20 million.
You know what? He did all right as Mario. I was surprised. I was expecting it to be kind of like
who, Pratt?
Yeah.
I loved him in the Lego movie.
Oh, sure.
He was great in that.
Everything is awesome. Yeah.
But yeah, I'm not a big Chris Pratt fan as it goes, but
he was okay, I guess, as Star-Lord, whatnot.
I think he did a great Star-Lord. And I'm just trying to think of what else.
He done? At the end of...
He's coming back.
Yeah,
he's coming back.
But he won't be the Guardians of the Galaxy?
He's gonna be a part of the Avengers now, I think.
Oh, do you think
that's a promotion?
Yeah. I mean, everybody else is done as far as majority of the original Avengers are all done. I mean, a couple of them are dead. And then I think the rest of them are retired.
Thor want to keep going? Doesn't Chris Hemsworth?
Thor's still going, and I think Ruffalo is sticking around.
Oh, for the Hulk.
The Hulk.
Yeah.
And now that the Incredible Hulk is officially now back in the MCU as one of their characters, not a unknown. Because it was owned by Universal for a while, and that's why I believe that's why they switched him from like the Rage Hulk to the Smart Hulk, because they had the rights to the Smart Hulk, they didn't have the rights to the other one.
Okay.
So we might see him go back to being the Rage Hulk again.
I like Professor Hulk though. I really do. I think it's.
I don't dislike it, but I do like it when he's Hulk smash. You know.
Do we think that the Sam Captain America will be part of the Avengers with the Winter Soldier and all that? Or
those two are coming back as Avengers.
Okay,
because Sam is Captain America.
Right.
So
you got to have
Winter Soldier is still around. Yeah.
Have they started production on his Captain America movie?
I think so.
All right.
They're going.
Are they doing?
I think they're doing a movie and. I don't know if they're doing a season 2.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it. I really did.
Yeah. I sure like him as an actor.
Yeah, very much. And here's
if you haven't seen Twisted Metal yet, I highly recommend it. He's super good.
What channel is that on?
Peacock.
That's Peacock.
Okay.
I know. I might have to spring for the Peacock.
Yeah, maybe.
Todd keeps talking about NBC products, and I'm like, I don't have the Peacock.
Dude, so, and speaking of NBC and Peacock, I've been watching the second season of Quantum Leap, and it's doing something different that the show has never done before. The original show never did, and it's I don't know. I'm really digging season 2, and
all right.
Yeah, I'm really digging season 2. They changed things up. There was between season 1 and season 2. There in the story, there's like a 3-year gap where they lost him.
Oh, geez.
So when season 2, episode 1 comes around, he's been gone for 3 years. To him, it's been a couple minutes, and all this new shit's happening, and you're like, whoa, okay.
If I get the Peacock, I'm definitely down because I love the original series.
Yeah.
But what were you going to say, Mike? About
that Anthony Mackie starred in the last Benson and Moorhead film. And Benson and Moorhead are now directing a bunch of the Loki episodes.
Oh, and Loki's been fucking amazing, too.
They're really good. They did The Endless, which I cannot speak enough about. That's one of the great modern, trippy
as
horror
of this
films.
recording, the new episode just dropped.
Hey, right on. See, that's time travel.
I got something to watch when I get home.
Yeah, Benson and Moorhead. They're really good.
Okay.
So America quit sleeping on them. I guess if they're directing Loki, they're doing fine.
Loki season 2 has been pretty awesome, and it has Key-Kwan from
that kid's
short
doing fine.
round.
He's doing great. Yeah. It's nice to
everything,
see.
everywhere, all
at once. And that's also on Peacock, I think.
Yeah.
It's a good film.
It's a great film.
If you guys want access to Peacock, I have Peacock.
Well, we would never discuss doing something like that on the air.
Yeah, well, I mean...
Not me.
As far as I know, they don't care right now. But until then,
we could ride that controversy straight to the top.
Until they care, I don't mind sharing my password with you guys.
I know.
Well, speaking of new stuff coming out, new movies and stuff, do you want to talk about November releases?
Yes.
Because I just was like, we should do this as a regular thing at the beginning of every month. Talk about the movies coming.
Yeah, I'm down.
November 3rd, which is tomorrow, or today, if you're watching this on the day it drops. What Happens Later? It's a rom-com. You say that fast 3 times. With David Duchovny and Meg Ryan.
No.
I saw a trailer for it yesterday. It's like, wait, is that David Duchovny and Meg Ryan?
Yeah, I would have never put those two together.
For a number of reasons. Yeah. I don't know. Do we need that?
Well,
Does anybody care?
My understanding of the storyline is they play old lovers that haven't seen each other for a long time that get like stuck in an airport or something and just start talking. They're both kind of trapped.
When Harry Met Sally meets what was the other Tom?
You Got Mail.
Sleepless
in Seattle,
and then like him being stuck in the airport for a year. Terminal. That was a great movie too. By the way, if you haven't seen it, I recommend it. Terminal's great.
I don't know.
I don't know. I mean, Meg Ryan hasn't been around for a while. She hasn't been in any movies.
The last time I saw her, I didn't recognize her. Last time I saw her, and
she's had a lot of facial work done and stuff.
Or she just wasn't wearing makeup too. I mean, because in the trailer for this movie, you could tell it's Meg Ryan. So whatever they did for her in the movie, she looks like Meg Ryan, just a little bit older.
America's sweetheart, man. She was just on top of the world. All those rom-coms. Yeah. And she was, speaking of Mark Ruffalo, she made that kind of crazy, not crazy, but just a dark movie with him called In the Cut.
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah. And she plays like a school teacher and he's a cop and there's a murderer on the loose in her New York neighborhood. It's just dark and gritty.
Does it work?
I enjoyed it, I think. I don't think I enjoyed the ending, but they're quality actors, right? So
I did watch most of it anyway. I did watch Five Nights at Freddy's.
Oh, did you really?
And I skipped a bunch of it because it's like, this is either going to be really terrifying or it's going to be terrible. And I just skipped a bunch of it. And I skipped to like the last half hour of the movie, so I kind of had an idea of what was going on. I figured it was going to be a lot of little. But the thing is it has Matthew Lillard in it.
Oh yeah,
I love Matthew Lillard.
Oh yeah,
and the animatronic creatures are all done by the Jim Henson Creature Shop. So I really wanted to see them, and they look terrifying. Oh my God, they're terrifying.
I don't know much about that, but I know there's merchandise, toys.
It's a video game series that my niece, my little brother's daughter, played when she was like 5.
Is it a horror?
It is a horror game where you're trying to escape the. It's basically what if the Chuck E. Cheese characters at the restaurant were possessed by dead children. And they're running around killing other kids to make new friends.
Oh,
literally make new friends.
And
so I'm not going to give away the entire story. I'm giving you too much as it is. But if you like horror films, this is kind of campy. This is kid friendly, like horror.
Oh, okay.
Also coming out November 3rd, title Priscilla, and it's based on Elvis's former wife's autobiography. I think she wrote like in the 80s, I think, but Sofia Coppola actually directed this, and I do like her work as a director. And is based on her Elvis and Me autobiography.
Yeah.
I just like, we kind of Elvis Overload. We had that Elvis movie not that long ago.
Last year, yeah. I think that's probably why it got made, is because
because that one was so popular.
That did well. So it's like, hey, we need to get some more Elvis material. I have it. I have not watched it.
I haven't seen it either. And I do like Tom Hanks, but he plays Colonel Parker, right?
Oh, does he?
Yeah.
And the kid who plays Elvis, he was in the Kevin Smith movie Yoga Hosers. He's
what's his name again? Austin
something. Yeah. I don't remember.
Yeah. So if you're into Elvis, you need more Elvis, go see that. Sort of a Star Wars reunion. Daisy Ridley and Ben Mendelsohn are doing a movie called The Marsh King's Daughter. And my understanding is that Daisy Ridley, who I like a lot, was kidnapped by his character and was taught to raised to sort of survive, like survivalist kind of thing, and then she's freed, but somehow she has to face him again and use the skills that she learned. So it sounds kind of like an action-y suspense kind of a movie, but again, two really capable actors in that one.
And do you know if that's set in modern times?
It is, yeah. It looked like it was. Just based on the pictures that I saw. But Marsh King's Daughter.
What part did Ben Mendelsohn play?
He was the commander in Rogue One.
That guy.
That he was guy. A gnarly character.
The guy in the white suit that was
bad guy.
Came and got Mads Mikkelsen in the beginning and all that. Yeah,
and then he's in. What's the shape-shifting Marvel?
Oh yeah. He's that dude. Yeah.
Shape-shifting.
I can't think of. He was one of the aliens that can shapeshift.
Yeah.
What?
For the Samuel L. Jackson's The Fury miniseries.
Yeah. But he was also in the movie.
Right.
He was in Captain Marvel.
Secret Invasion. He plays Carlos.
Thank you.
Carlos.
Yeah.
That's right. That's where I recognize him from too.
Well, speaking of that, November 10th, The Marvels is coming out.
Geez, there you go.
And that's Captain Marvel. That's the gal that was in the TV show
Miss
Marvel.
And then
what's her
Rambo.
Rambo.
Great.
Yeah. I don't know anything about it. I just know that the three of them are together.
I mean, it's I guess it's based on the comics. But those characters are existing characters in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Captain Marvel, from the last two, I think, Avenger movies and her own movie. And Miss Rambo She was in the.
She got her power in WandaVision, right?
WandaVision, yeah.
Yeah, but she was also in the first Captain Marvel movie too, right?
Yeah, she was in the Captain Marvel movie.
Was it the little girl that now she's grown up, or is it her mom, the little girl's mom?
I don't remember. I need to rewatch that.
The mom was the best friend of.
Yeah, I think Rambo is her best friend.
I think that's her daughter.
Is it the daughter?
You think it's the daughter?
I think it's the daughter.
Yeah.
Oh, because that in that movie that takes place in the 90s.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. So
that's her as an adult. Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense.
Rambo. Yeah.
So looking forward to taking the kid to it.
Yeah,
and I really enjoyed Miss Marvel. Yeah. I was kind of sad that show it's not going on beyond season 1. That's just a setup for the movies.
Okay.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
And
I guess we'll see. Yeah.
Here's a Christmas one for you guys, and I just can't believe it's coming out, but it's called It's a Wonderful Knife. It's a horror movie based on It's a Wonderful Life.
Oh my God.
It was the mystery movie from Regal a week and a half ago, and I did not go to see it.
Oh, you didn't go see it?
Okay. Once I realized I had pre-selected my tickets, and I get them for free because I have the Regal Unlimited. But I was like, once I realized that's what it was going to be, I really don't want to see a horror film. I'm not into it right now.
Oh man,
I
don't know. I'm curious to see how they do it, but I know it's going to be stupid.
As I understand it, it's like the Five Nights at Freddy's. It's like an introduction to horror. It's not like a real scary film. It's kind of campy and
all right.
Think like Elm Street 3 with all the humor and the jokes and lots of blood and guts.
Every time a bell rings, somebody gets stabbed in the head.
Every time a bell rings, an angel gets his wings ripped off his head.
Yeah.
I do recommend to the Renton Civic Theater again and again that we should just have It's a Wonderful Life every December.
No.
Oh, it was a blockbuster.
Was it here?
Every time we run it, just a blockbuster.
It's you can't do it though, can you? I mean, isn't there sort of an unwritten rule, or maybe even a written rule, that you can't have that play? Like if somebody else wants to do it close by,
I think that is.
You can't hog it up. I guess I don't know.
Yeah, you're right.
I don't know, but
that is a.
I mean, wouldn't that be just another place to be able to see the play? I mean.
You can always compare and contrast, but I think there is an unwritten rule about that.
Are you really taking away from another production?
There's only so many actors, too, though, right?
I guess there's that.
I don't know. I get what you're saying, Todd, that there would be differences because it would be, different actors, different directors.
I would see people who like that story would probably go to both.
Yeah. Yeah, I do like Mike's idea of doing Evil Dead here every October for 2 weeks.
Didn't they do like Evil Dead, like the Rocky Horror Picture Show, where people had secondary lines in the audience?
They do that, for this production, the one they had here.
Yeah.
It's not a Renton Civic Theater production.
No, I know, but other people.
But I would love to bribe that guy to do it just park here for a while.
Yeah, doesn't he do it up in Everett too, though, or somewhere else?
I know Portland. Yeah,
Is it Portland?
I think it's the one time I heard about them doing like the Rocky Horror version of Evil Dead, it was down in Portland, and I think.
Well, this was the musical that I'm talking about.
Oh, okay.
It was not the film.
Oh, maybe not.
Yeah.
But I also heard that actor who plays Ash and brain is just not working.
Bruce Campbell,
I think, showed up at the opening of that.
That's cool,
man.
Because he lives down in Oregon.
Nice.
I know he ain't a judge, but I call him His Honor. Bruce Campbell. What a guy.
Well, speaking of horror, November 17th, a movie called, and speaking of Eli Roth, we talked about him earlier, a horror movie called Thanksgiving. Coming out on.
I saw the trailer for it yesterday. It looks terrifying.
Yeah, well, it's Eli Roth, right?
Yeah.
He's a pretty gore
kind
master.
Right? Yeah.
Doesn't he work with like Blum Studios or whatever? What is it?
No, Blumhouse.
Blumhouse.
That's that guy. There's something Bloom. Is that?
Yeah.
But he did Tourista.
Yeah, I mean, just
he's been at it for a minute.
Didn't he also do? Didn't he do the Fantasy Island movie? Or is that
I have no
Blumhouse
idea.
that did that?
Yeah, I don't know.
I think maybe that was Blumhouse that did that because it was either him or it was either them or Eli, and I thought they were the same.
Yeah, geez, I don't know.
For a while.
Yeah, I wasn't sure too.
I don't know.
Yeah, I'm just not that genre. Is not my genre.
Yeah, and just
but it's obviously a huge deal.
Curious to see what he can do. How you fit I guess he's fitting It's a Wonderful Life, or somebody's fitting It's a Wonderful Life into a horror movie, and now Thanksgiving
I think it's
the
idea that you're seeing what happened if you don't exist, and I guess if that one person doesn't exist, a killer goes and starts taking out other people or
on the It's a Wonderful Knife. Yeah, Thanksgiving, I mean, I don't know, did it look like it was going back to the origins of Thanksgiving with the pilgrims and stuff, or
I don't really remember too much about the trailer. I do remember I saw it and I wasn't like paying that close attention to it because it was like it didn't really hold my interest more than the 3 seconds I looked at it. So.
All right. Well, also on the 17th, and I don't know anything about these movies, but The Hunger Games got a new movie, The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes.
Yeah.
It's a prequel.
Yeah, so does it take place before, what is it, Katniss and
Katniss Everdeen and I can't remember the kid's name, but yeah, no, this is the origin story for Donald Sutherland's character, because in the original movies he's like one of the people that runs the games. And this is like his character's origins of how he rise to power and how why he is the way he is to Katniss or whatever her name is. Yeah.
Nice. And that was Jennifer Lawrence, right?
Yeah. I can't remember the author of these books. Yeah.
I can't either.
As if there was a way to look it up.
One of the books.
I don't know.
I saw the first 2 or the first 3 of
they're fine.
Those movies, and they were entertaining for sure. Plus, I like what's her name? We just said her name.
Jennifer Lawrence. Yeah.
Jennifer Lawrence.
Yeah, she's cool.
Yeah.
My brain is mush today.
I'm really looking forward to this one, November 17th. Trolls Band Together. It's a new Trolls movie. I love the first 2.
Yeah,
I didn't know there were 2. There you go.
The first 2 were great. This one, I'm probably going to see it, but I'm not huge into like boy band music. So, but I do know that because of this movie, NSYNC got back together and recorded a new song.
Oh, did they really?
Yeah, it was all over TikTok. Everyone, oh my God, they're back!
But that is Justin Timberlake and Anna Kendrick, who I like a lot.
Yeah. Now the first 2 were great.
Yeah, funny.
The second one was a lot of like 80s hair metal.
Oh,
which was great.
Maybe I did see that.
Yeah, it was like trolls from around the world. So there was like a band of country trolls, heavy metal trolls,
and there was like world tour.
Yeah,
world tour.
Okay.
Just silly. Yeah, but it had all the feels and everything.
And it's colorful.
And
and
I think they did a really good job.
T-Pain and the guy from. Again, God, the brain fog today has been awesome, right? He's on SNL still, and he was on Kenan and Kel. Either way, that guy who's on SNL.
Oh, the big guy.
Yeah.
Can't think of his name either.
Kenan. Yeah. Either way, he is also like has a character who's been in all 3 movies, and he's coming back, and he and T-Pain play father and son, which is kind of funny. And they both speak with the machine that allows people who can't sing to sing. What is that called?
Oh, the reverberator thing.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
T-Pain made it famous.
Auto-tuner.
Auto-tune, yeah. They when they're talking, they're speaking with the auto-tune.
November 22nd, the new Disney animated film Wish comes out. It's
a Pixar film, isn't it?
I don't know if it's Pixar or not. I just know it's Disney animated. It's got Chris Rock, which sounds great, and Chris Pine.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah. Captain Kirk himself.
The best Kirk.
Yeah.
Come at me, bro.
Said somebody was. The Jakarta 9.
The Jakarta 9. The Mongolian 12.
That would be great. Huh?
Yeah, it would be really great.
I'm curious as to where people are watching on YouTube, but doesn't that give you that kind of analytics?
Yeah, I can probably look at the analytics. I just haven't. Yeah.
And I looked last night at the podcast analytics, and it looks like U.S. and then Germany are the top two.
Germany in the house.
Yeah,
nice.
I think majority of people are probably watching on YouTube, so we're not getting that many views anymore.
All right. Well, yeah. Wish New Disney. I don't know much about it. Another Disney princess, probably.
Yeah.
They haven't milked the new generation of. I think Frozen was the last one, right?
Frozen was the last big one. Yeah. And then everything since then has all been like remakes. Live action remakes.
Yeah. Huh. And then lastly, also November 22nd, we talked about this, I don't know, pre-show or early in the show, Napoleon with Joaquin Phoenix as Napoleon himself, which I'm a big fan of history. I probably wouldn't see this in the theaters, but it would be one that I would rent or watch.
Yeah, I still haven't seen his Gladiator movie, so.
I was good.
They reunited as the same director. It's
is it Ridley?
Yes, Ridley Scott.
Ridley Scott. Yeah. I'm probably not going to see it.
All right. Never. For free on stream?
Yeah, I mean, I'll probably watch it. I mean, I still haven't watched the Elvis movie we talked about. I kind of want to see that, but it's not. Elvis.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's one of those I kind of want to see, but it's not like a huge priority for me.
Would you see if it was Elvis versus Napoleon?
Who would win that fight?
Elvis would.
Elvis is kind of a time period.
He's black belt. He's the king of rock and roll, and
and he did have a karate.
And he is a massive fan of the original Captain Marvel.
Have you seen the animated Elvis on Netflix? Where
I watched an episode of it. It was
Matthew McConaughey as the voice. Just stupid, crazy fun. How about this week in history, boys? Oh my God! In 79, the year 79, the city of Pompeii is buried by an eruption of Mount Vesuvius.
Someone posted a picture of a body they found from Pompeii. The guy was like mid-stroke.
Oh, well, the world's ending. You gotta crank one out real quick. So
he goes, and he was. What was the caption? It was like he was adjusting his belt is what he was doing.
That must be it.
Yeah, that's exactly it.
1920, the very first U.S. radio broadcast from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania.
Wow.
Yeah, speaking of this here radio program,
and I mean that's 103 years.
Yeah, it's crazy, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, wow.
Yeah,
wow.
Yeah. Well, 9 years later, 1929, Black Tuesday, the big stock market crash happened this week in 1929.
I bet we could find a couple of through lines there.
Yeah. 1967, the very first very first issue of Rolling Stone magazine came out. Don't know who was on the cover of the Rolling Stone on that one.
Geez, I would guess
Bob Dylan or somebody. Or the Rolling Stones. I don't know. No. But they got their name. Didn't the Rolling Stones get their name from Bob Dylan and then the magazine also?
Oh, geez, beats me.
Like a Rolling Stone? I thought that was the case. Maybe not. Could be a blues thing, too. Who knows? 1968, the MPAA, the Motion Picture Association of America, releases the rating system for movies. And it was, back then, I think it was just G, P, G, and R, right?
It was until I think like 1982. I think when
they did the
PG-13 became a thing because of Gremlins. I think
was it Gremlins? There was a lot that were
Storm or something. I always forget what the first PG-13 was.
I thought it was Red Dawn.
Oh,
but who knows? The first original Red Dawn with Mr. Patrick Swayze himself and Charlie Sheen.
Okay, you're right. Yeah, it's Red Dawn.
Oh, was it?
From 1984 was the first PG-13 movie. I legitimately thought it was Gremlins. But
Joe Dante.
That'll be a trivia question.
Joe Dante is actually coming to Crypticon.
Oh, good. Oh, good. I didn't know Joe was still around. I think that's great. Yeah.
I kind of want to go to say, Yoda came out before Gremlins. So, Baby Yoda didn't steal from you.
When is Crypticon?
I don't remember off the top of my head.
Yeah, okay.
If there was a way to look it up.
Yeah. Not that important. I was just curious. 1974, The Rumble in the Jungle. Ali and Foreman, the previously undefeated George Foreman, who everybody thought Ali was outmatched by.
Well, I mean, Olympic gold medalist, I think. Yes, I mean,
a massive human.
Just a massive human being. I mean, and he hit so hard.
After a quick Google foo, I found out it's May 3rd through the 5th of next year.
Oh, okay.
It's springtime even.
Yeah, but Ali, man,
he's the
quick as a butterfly, rope-a-dope.
And it worked.
Yeah.
Because you could just see him tire out. Oh, it's so good.
Yes.
First two guests have been announced, Joe Dante and Billy Zane.
Oh, geez.
Oh, I'll go see Billy Zane.
Yeah, that cover girl look.
1992, Carol Moseley Braun becomes the first. 1992, she becomes the first African American woman to be elected to the U.S. Senate.
Wow.
1992.
Wow.
92. Took us forever to get there. 2012, Hurricane Sandy wiped out a lot of New Jersey, New York area, all that. Yeah.
Yeah, the Acapulco one just recently.
Oh, yeah.
That was awful. 165 mile an hour winds just kind of came out of nowhere.
Just nuts.
Yeah.
Just nuts.
Yeah, Otis, I think. It was awful.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, we did not get anybody asking for advice this week, but since we have some time, Todd found a very interesting, what do you call it? Am I the asshole? On the thing. What do we got here?
I have it here.
Oh.
Everything is awesome.
Oh, I got it. That's too big for me to hold.
Well,
that's too big for me to hold, Todd.
You don't have to hold it. It has a stand.
It's my, so this is from a young man in the UK, I believe, right?
I believe so, yeah.
He writes, it's my a young woman. Sorry. It's my birthday, 19-year-old female, on Saturday, and I plan to go out drinking and come home to sleep after I was done, like most 19-year-olds do on the weekends, right? My mom, also a female, 43, came into my room the other day asking me if I want to go and stay somewhere on that Saturday night so she can have her man over to do the deed. I was obviously upset by this and told her I planned on coming home as I wanted to sleep in my own bed. She then persisted that I go and stay with a friend because she didn't want to have to go out to do whatever. My twin siblings would also be out of the house. They are 5 and staying with my grandparents. I said it's not my problem that she wants someone to stay over and I will be coming home to sleep. She then told me that she would be loud. I think I'm going to stay somewhere else. If Mama's saying she's going to get lucky and be loud. Ooh, she would be loud and make sure to wake me up to hear and make it clear she did not want me home. This could have been a joke, but either way, it's not normal to say that to your child, right? For context, I have been hearing my mom have sex with her boyfriends at the time since I was around 10 years old, and I had complained multiple times at hearing this. I obviously don't want to come home and hear my mom having sex, but I also want to sleep at home as it is my bed and I too live there. We've been going back and forth on this, and now I'm going to stay somewhere else. But I still feel like she is in the wrong for asking me to leave in the first place. I don't know what to think. I understand where she is coming from, but still. And she added a little edit here. I feel like I need to clear some things up. First of all, I do not pay rent because simply I cannot afford to. I live in the UK, so there is no underage drinking. I cannot simply just move out. That is easier said than done. When I got into uni next year, I do plan on leaving, and my mom also agrees that then will be the best time for me to move. I am still in full-time education and I have a part-time job, so let's not be so harsh on the fact that I still live with my mom.
Oh, like
she's 19
or whatever.
Yeah. She's uni is short for university. So
yeah. I understand the privilege of living at home rent free, but it doesn't take away from the fact that my own mom wants to get me out of the house so she can have sex with someone. Some of you asked about the boyfriend, and yes, he does have his own home. It's just in another city, and I've personally never met him. Well, she wants to know if she's the asshole or if her mom's the asshole.
I honestly think her mom is a raging bitch for that, but I don't think she's the asshole for wanting to go home after being out with your friends. And if she doesn't have a place, if she doesn't have a boyfriend or a girlfriend or a lover or whatever, and she's not going to their place after, a night of drinking, she wants to just go home and crash out. Does her mom need to be pretending to be a bucking bronco for 8 seconds? No, she doesn't really need to. And I think she's just being spiteful because she doesn't want her child coming home while she's having sex.
I got a little bit of a different take, Todd, from that. Yes, it's her house, and yes, she has a right to her bed. I don't know how her mom asked. If her mom asked nicely and said, hey, I got a date coming over, would you mind going to stay at a friend's house? I'd appreciate it.
I think the fact that she said, I'm going to be loud, you do not want to be here.
Well, that might have came a little bit later, like they had this argument. But, I do everything for my kids, but sometimes mama just wants a little privacy to have a date over. I get it.
She's got 3 kids total.
Yeah, and the
microphone,
kids,
Mike.
Oh, the other 2 kids are at the grandparents' house.
Yeah,
she's probably looking at this.
It's also the 19-year-old's birthday.
I didn't read that.
So that's why she's going up. So that's
why she's going up.
But that also shows that they're kind of more like roommates than they are. Yeah, because the mom's kind of doing her own thing. The daughter's doing her own thing.
I'm thinking that the mom is also she probably had her daughter young, and
19. The mom's 43. So yeah, she did.
Yeah, she did.
So. When her, I think she's just the fact that she was doing that when the girl was 10 should say that her mom does not give a fuck about her kids' thoughts on whether or not she's being loud or not.
Yeah, or I don't know.
It just sounds
I don't think it's necessarily bad for your
to me,
kids
it sounds like the mother is a narcissist and she's just being a bitch to be a bitch. Yeah. Honestly.
I would try to. So growing up, my son spent half his weekends with me, half is with his mom, and I would try to plan my date nights on the weekends that he wasn't home, so I could have the freedom to do whatever.
You guys are both responsible parents.
But that doesn't mean that I didn't have guests spend the night when he was there.
Sure.
Right? I tried, and I wouldn't allow a guest to spend the night until I really got to know that person and we've been dating for a bit, for a minute, as the kids would say.
Yes.
And he would have had to have met that person ahead of time before she would spend the night.
Right.
Stuff.
Yeah, that all makes sense.
I get where the mom's coming from. I get where you're coming from, Todd, but I kind of get where the mom's coming from. The younger kids are out at grandma. She's like, man, I could have the night to myself with my man.
Yeah, she could also go get a hotel room.
She could go get a hotel room.
Let's be honest.
If the daughter was paying rent, she could afford a hotel room.
If the daughter was paying rent, she could afford to go get a hotel room.
I don't blame the daughter for not paying rent.
No, and I'm not faulting her, but that's the fact of the matter, right?
Yeah.
So,
I don't know. I don't think the daughter's the asshole. I really don't. I don't think.
I think they both have decent ground to stand on. I really do, because they're sharing a space, right? The daughter's not paying rent. She is an adult. It's like that gives her kind of less.
So
I think what Todd's alluding to, though, he might be right that the mom took it a little too far when she said, okay, fine, you're going to be home. Me. I'm going to make it loud and uncomfortable for you.
Because that's an asshole.
That is straight up a dick move.
An asshole. I don't think the mom was being an asshole for asking if she started out polite and saying, look, I got a man coming over. We don't know if she did or not,
so you can't assume that she did.
Yeah, I can't assume she didn't either.
Yeah, but the thing is like, and who does that on their daughter's birthday?
Yeah, that's a kicker.
Yeah, so, you would think you'd want to, she went out with her friends, and then either before or after, have some time with your daughter.
Yeah. And we're only getting the daughter's side of things too.
That's how this format works.
But no.
She purposely was being a bitch to her daughter because her daughter did not want to go away for the night.
Yeah,
because she wanted to have sex. That to me is a dick move.
It's a young mom with a young adult daughter that, as Mike said earlier, are probably a lot more like roommates at this point, kind of a thing. But I agree totally with you, Todd. No matter how it started out, I think the mom sort of became the asshole when she's like, all right, you're not going anywhere. I'm going to be as loud and obnoxious and uncomfortable as possible.
Yeah, because a roommate or a mom doing that is being a dick.
Yeah. It doesn't matter if it's a parent or not.
And it is the 19-year-old's birthday.
Right.
Right. So to have some peace and quiet, requested as a birthday present, right, is not a fucking absurd either.
No.
Right?
No.
Go get a hotel.
Yeah.
I mean, especially if, your boyfriend's coming in from out of town and all that kind of stuff. It's like,
get one of those
it'll be way more
hotels
fun
that
anyway.
has the jacuzzi in the living room.
I don't know if they have those in England, do they?
Well, not if it brings fun.
They got one in Westport, Washington that I'm very familiar with. I think it was heart-shaped, too.
Nice.
The hot tub was, or the bed was?
The hot tub was. Yeah. It was, but it was in the living room.
That's cool.
It was great. Yeah. I think the mom definitely. I don't know how it started. We're getting sort of one-sided, but if her mom really said that, I'm going to make as much noise and make it as uncomfortable for you as I can, then that becomes the
outcome. Yeah, we have to go by what information we have. We can't make any assumptions. We don't know how it started.
We're the podcast. We can do whatever the fuck we want.
Yeah, and one of these people is the mother, and one of these people is the daughter.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, And being the parent, you should be the more mature one.
Yeah, you should try. You should definitely try.
Yeah.
That should be the key word, and it's not necessarily always the case.
Yeah.
Geez, I hope it worked out.
All right, Mom, I hope you got what you wanted.
Yeah, go get a hotel. They got Motel 6 and shit, dude. It's like fucking $80. You'll be fine. Jeez.
Oh, my God. Yeah?
Go for it.
That way you don't have to do the laundry.
Go for an Uber ride and tell the guy to take a walk.
Oh, man.
Rent an Uber for an hour.
Oh, my God.
And just tell the guy to go, you know what? Go down the street and get yourself some shepherd's pie.
Mommy just wanted some nookie. Any new stuff that you guys we talked about a few things during the show. I watched an interesting movie. I think it's a couple years old. Mike, I think you would really like this, called The Wall.
Huh.
It's on Amazon. It's an Austrian movie. But it's narrated in English. The scenery is phenomenal. The mountains. So basically, this woman, unnamed woman, goes up to a vacation house with this couple that they're friends, and the couple brings their dog along. And this woman, once they get to the house, the wife of the couple decides, I want to go down to the pub. Who's coming with me? And drags her husband along. This woman stays at the house. The next morning she wakes up. The couple's not there. It's just her and the dog. So she decides to walk to town, and halfway there, or part of the way there, runs into an invisible barrier.
Oh.
It's crazy, but it's almost like she's miming, and you can see the hand press. So she spends the next few days sort of walking around, and she's completely in this barrier, and eventually finds some other animals, but is there for years. And she's narrating this entire story, writing it on old stationery, back of old calendars. The movie ends because she's run out of paper to write on. She has no more paper.
Sure.
So the narration ends, a bunch of stuff happens, but it's really about, I think, adult loneliness, isolation, this feeling of, this no human contact and stuff, and just what do you do and how do you react to it? All this stuff, but it's a really good, especially the scenery. I can't say enough about the scenery in it. But it's a trippy movie, but it really interesting in the way it ends. I kind of appreciated. She ran out of paper, so the story just ends. Nobody's gonna, know what happened beyond everything that happened. So it's called The Wall.
Yeah, what channel is that?
It's Prime. Oh, it's a Prime movie, and I think it came out 21, 22.
Season, I think 2 or 3. I think it's 2 of a show on Amazon called Upload. Has started.
I've seen the previews.
It's Robbie Amell, who's like the cousin of Stephen Amell, who was on Arrow, and Heels, and it's about people who upload their consciousness to like a virtual world. Like,
after death,
yeah.
Is it kind of like the Black Mirror episode? I
think it's more of a comedy, though.
It's more of a comedy. It's a comedy, yeah, and it's kind of it's funny, but it has some dramatic moments as well. But and it's basically when they scan in, either your body is already has just died, or you have the money to scan in, and basically when they scan in, it basically vaporizes your head. So it like scans your head, and as it scans the data in, it destroys your head.
Oh, so no open gasket film.
So you can't. Well, at least in season 1, you couldn't download. But somebody figured out a way to make synthetic bodies in season 2, but they're not well made. So what happens
is falling apart.
So what happens is they show in the trailer anyway that somebody would download into the synthetic body, and like they start talking, and all of a sudden they get a bloody nose, and then their head explodes.
Oh, geez,
and blood everywhere. But yeah, it's a funny show. It's kind of a murder mystery thing, because the guy who uploaded in the beginning of season 1 was murdered, and he was like the head programmer for the virtual universe that everybody goes to when they die, and he was making a version of it for people who didn't have shitloads of money. And I think part of the story was they were trying to just get him to not do that, so to make it exclusively for the rich people. That's a good show. I really enjoyed it.
I have to check that out. I need a new background show.
Nice.
Yeah. What about you?
It may not be a background show. You might get really sucked into it,
and that's okay too.
Yeah. That's what
I tried to do with The Expanse, was kind of have it on the background, but it's like too engaging.
Too engaging. You're like, oh shit, what's going to happen next?
Yeah. Yeah, geez, what's going on?
Anything new that you've been working?
Yeah, work is good. That's fine. I'm trying to get over this cold.
Yeah.
And I have enjoyed the new season of Loki. I really have.
Okay.
Episode 4 was just last week's episode, and it was intense. It was a great episode. So curious to see where it goes.
All right. I'm going to check it out. Anything positive to end on? I've got a nice November quote. Any news stories that you heard that are actually good?
Not off the top of my head.
Yeah.
But remember, everybody, democracy is better than anything else.
That's true. Yeah.
New episode of Frasier dropped today, too, I think.
No, I haven't seen that either.
Invincible starts tomorrow.
Oh, the new season?
Season 2 premieres tomorrow at 5 a.m. in 10 hours from today.
Are they going to drop all the episodes for that again?
You know what? They probably do, because I think they just... Yeah, I'm pretty sure. At the very least, they'll drop the first couple episodes.
Nice.
That's what most people have been doing lately. Let's see here. What else? Oh, I've been watching this show called Found. And it's kind of like a...
Yeah, you told us about this with Paul Gosselaar.
Yeah. And it's...
Oh, yeah.
It's getting really good. I think the season finale is probably going to have him escape.
Huh.
And,
that's
let me guess,
Peacock thing, too, yeah. I think it was.
Yeah. No, again, we'll talk offline, but, I'm pretty sure you'll like it.
Nice. Tonight, guys, if you go to the members only section, and we need a lot more of you to do this, go to the members only section, sign up. It's only $3 a month or $30 a year for our bonus content. Tonight, our bonus round, our top 5 best movie universes, which I think we're probably going to have a ton of overlap, but they're so good that why wouldn't you have the overlap?
Maybe not.
Maybe not.
And I mean, best like where we want to be there, or best
however you want to look at it, the most entertaining. You would love to live in it, whatever, man.
And if you want to know what our bonus episodes are like, last week's episode is available for free.
It is.
He's so generous.
Yeah, we've had almost 500 views on that one.
Gee, that's nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
So good on you. Thank you, Jakarta 8 and what is it, Mongolian 12?
Yes.
Germany. We got to get the
Germany 2.
The Westphalia 3.
Nice.
Actually, I could probably tell you what city or
this neighborhood. We're like,
well, while Todd's looking that up, I'll hit you with my November quote. This is by somebody named E.M. Forrester, which I'm not sure. Is he a poet? Or is she a poet? I don't know. The quote is, "The house was very quiet, and the fog, we are in November now, pressed against the windows like an excluded ghost."
Geez, that's great.
Isn't that cool?
I have no idea what that means.
It's just November, and the house is quiet and secluded and all that stuff.
Okay, the region or town, wherever it is in Germany is Hesse, Hesse.
All right.
Huh.
And
I love their Herman.
I think it's just Hess, but
okay. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't speak German. I don't read German, but that's the region, and everybody's in that region. So.
Oh wow. That's interesting. Must be a server farm there or something.
Or it's one. It could be one person.
Yeah.
So, How many views or how many listens?
I mean, I'm just looking at like the percentage of people, and like the. I mean, it's right now. Geographic location, United States is 91%, Germany is 2%. So it's not a lot of people. It's maybe 1 or 2 people.
Okay.
So
if you are in Hesse, my ancestors, at least 60% of my ancestors are from that region of Germany in that whole area. So
maybe they're family members.
Might be my family, maybe my long lost uncle or something. Comment, send us a note, email us.
And I will buy snacks. I really will. I'll pay shipping.
Yeah.
Come over to our Facebook page and send us a message or comment on more recent posts.
Do it. All right, guys. Good episode. Appreciate you. We're going to come back, do our top 5. And then if you're not joining us for that, we'll see you next week.
Cheers.
Please like, subscribe, comment, and share. And if you think this episode is worth $1 or $5, the boys would love to have it. Please go to ourtownpod.store for merch or to donate now. For less than a cup of coffee, you can also join the website in the member-only area for exclusive bonus content, vlogs, and more. It's just $3 a month or $30 a year. Thank you for listening to this production of Our Town Podcast Extraordinaire.